Hi, everybody. This is Dan Boul. It's November 9th. And we're having a lot of technical troubles today, so I've been having a show without recording it. So what you got by accident was a sneak preview of our new Redline amp. Sorry, Doug. These things happen in the real world. I apologize. I don't waste anybody's time. So I just got my trusty Strat, and I got a little Strymon reverb on, a little compression. MSRP on this head will be $13.95. It's about 20 watts. Has the master voltage on it, so you can dial it down to about 4. It's too much verb, isn't it? Let's just turn that off so you can hear the amp. This is the new one. I got a problem with the producer. We've been muddling with it all day and ran out of time, and something screwed up in it. This is my prototype producer, not a production one, so we're always noodling. Hi, Theodore. Theodore's asking the logical question: what makes this more affordable than a big Redline amp, besides the size? Well, the size has a lot to do with it. Actually, I made this as a joke because I saw these lunchbox amps come out, and they're just not real amps. They're great little fuzz boxes. They got little bitty transformers and little cheap parts in them. You know, and made out of like recycled pop metal and stuff. So as a joke, so we can make a real amp that's small. If it's just a footprint that you want, I can miniaturize things. This is made just like a 65, same parts. This does have machine wound transformers in it. That's the big difference in price. But it's not really a compromise because 99% of boutique amp guys use machine wound transformers anyway. We just use hand wound ones on our blue line. So a lot of the amps that you hear and see that are $3,000-$4,000. No, these are not Mercury. These are made by Magnetic Components out of Chicago. They're the guys that used to do Fender work and all the old Valco amps, and it's an old 60-year-old shop. It's the same materials, though. It's M6 steel and good copper. So anyway, we're having lots of, it does have a bump, and it has a channel switch. The foot switch isn't wired in, so I have to do it all by hand right now, which is kind of annoying because I have cables all over the floor and I can't roll around. But so right now we're on channel 1 with the bump on. It's 6v6s, but I'm not going to tell you anything else, because if I spill it now, there's going to be 5 just like it at NAMM. I can name you 4 companies that just copy our stuff. pretty amazing how it happens. But I can make it even cooler. Yeah, it's a little Tupelo-ish. The circuit's different, but it does the same similar thing. Yeah, we're going to make combos. Let's put a little verb back on. We're on the very coldest setting right now. So let me turn it up just a little bit. This is the clean. So you really have 4 voices. And you got that. You turn the bump on this one. That verb's too much, isn't it? This is like hot clean. Let's hear some Little Feat. That's a great question. I'm completely blanking on any Little Feat riffs now. It's got that sound though. Still too much verb, isn't it? And then if I go over here, that verb's too much. Do a little echo for fun. Too much, too much, too much. Second channel is just a gained up thing. I can even turn the bump off on this and voxy sort of chime thing. Very 60s Beatle thing, right? So that's channel 2 with the bump off, right? $13.95 MSRP. Whatever the lick is. Roll the guitar back a little bit. Very Vox. Is this built the same way the producer is regarding tube voltage and etc.? A little bit. Not as extreme as the producer. We're already running this. It's very safe voltage and it's higher current, but we didn't go as extreme as the producer. This is my regular 212 cabinet. Redbone, Neil. Actually, this thing sounds great through a 112. I like it better. So if I go back over here, right, you got the very American sounding. I heat this side. This is all on a foot switch. I just don't have it wired in. The broadcast does not sound good today, so please give me a forgiving ear today. Very American, right? lot of vocabulary in a little amp. I like the verb over on the side. This will have an effects loop also. Oh, good, more phones. Wow, you know it'd be great for my broadcast if it was constantly ringing all the time. I don't have a telly here today, Martin. I'm sorry. I keep my tellies at home. Oh, you're kidding. It's from Europe, too, darn it. I'll have to call him back. Yeah, I'll do that Stratocaster Mojo, and I'll run a Les Paul through it. It gets a lot dirtier with a Les Paul, of course. This is not a very high output Strat, so it doesn't really push amps hard. What's that?
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Wayne Failer, everybody. One of the many rock stars that work here. Also responsible for doing all of our hair. Not really. I just say that to embarrass him. Okay, so we go over to channel 2. You want a little more heat. I can push it a little harder. These are noisy pickups too, as you can tell. On this thing, and you can see what that's all about. It's too much, isn't it? Booster's way too much. Wow. Welcome to 65, where the phone rings all the time. Yeah, we're releasing this for NAMM. We'll start selling them around Christmas, I think. Is that signal too hot coming into Ustream? Cool that off a little bit. Let me get serious slap back. Is that enough? That's not fast enough, is it? Yeah, that's getting there. That sound like good tape echo? Ha! That's that tape echo overdriving. Ha! Yeah, there you go. Go back over to the Clean American. Yes, Theodore, I do have the blues because my darn amp didn't work today and my recording rig's not working right, so. So I'm trying to be smiley and nice. So anybody's going to watch the CMAs tonight. To play the blues, you got to have the blues. Yes. That's right. You hear how dynamic it is though? I'm just playing with my fingers there. The pick's not in. Will I be making a special cab for this head? Yeah, absolutely. The one you're looking at only will have a faceplate on it. And it'll have little combos. We want to do 112s and 110s. If I can find a good sounding 8, I would do that. So the 112 combo is probably gonna be somewhere around $16.95. Yeah, B760, 7400. The producer's still on track. We're making them now. This is a prototype, and it went on me because I dug into it last night, and we put stuff in it and just farted around. Something's not happy in there. I did something 2 days ago and smoke came out of it. $110 will probably be around $16.95. Same with the 112. 10-inch speakers don't actually cost less than 12s. I'm not going to use cheap speakers, you know, just to make it affordable. Sorry, I'm just noodling here. What do you guys want to hear? Well, the whole point of this was I can make a real amp that's small. Because every lunchbox amp I've Uh, oh no, Smoke, it was because of my prototype. I just always mess around with it. You want to hear Helter Skelter? Yeah, I can do Helter Skelter. Jeez, with the phone. Sorry, guys. When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide. And I turn. I can't sing as high as those guys. Go for the ride. When I get to the bottom, and I see you again. Yeah, we can go through all the voices. This is voice number 2. The amp's on about 7. That's voice number 1. Right, Dire Straits, exactly. Hi-Fi Fender. There's all 5 pickups on the first voice. Second voice, starting from the bridge again, which is what I was just doing. I love that song. Spurred a whole genre of music. I like them Beatles. Third voice, British side, very voxy. They're sort of. You're good. I like them Beatles. Now, it's not the channel combining like the London Pro. It's a little different. And then here's the full-on. Turn the echo off. You run a Les Paul. So you can hear a guitar that doesn't hum and howl like this one does, but you can just hear the difference in the tone. Lots of strat time there, lots of treble in your face, treble in your face, treble, treble, treble. This guitar is not very bright. Let's turn the compression off for this one. pickup. Nice phone. Now still under the assertion that the recording rig is not working right. Jesus, answer the phone. That is the American style distortion, you know. Then go down to clean. The amp's on 7 right now, so it's probably get distortion out at any level. Yeah, something doesn't sound right here. Put a little verb on this and see how it does. Need more than that, don't I? Let's turn the amp down a little bit. Neil Young? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Is that what you're looking for? Bass face Josh. If I had my foot switch, it'd work better because I could go back to this. And then foot switch over to... I can go even dirtier because that's only the third voice, right? Too much verb. This has an effects loop that I'm not using, so I have to manually adjust everything. But yeah, how's the master voltage in our effects loop and everything? Guitar back. You like it, huh? Yeah, the Strymon verb works great. I really like it. That's all it's on right now. It might be a little heavy, I guess. Let me roll it back just a little bit. You like that verbitation? So, you know, and then I can go right over to go super clean. Not a very bright guitar. Yeah, this is all on the foot switch, Martin. I just don't have, this is a prototype, so I don't have the foot switch even wired in. It's all torn apart right now. So I'm switching it manually, but you can switch channels on the foot switch, and you can also toggle the bump off or on each channel. Master Volt's wide open right now, Stratocaster Mojo. Hey, 7-year-old son, Keith Richards. Keith Richard. That's very nice, Guitar Dom. I appreciate that. Guitar Dome, Guitardom. I love 7-year-olds. Hello, 7-year-old son. Volume and tone, and master voltage. That's it. And then there's 2 switches, one for the channel, one for the bump, and you can control those from the foot switch. So and it has an effects loop again. I'm just not using it right now because I'm lazy. Right on, Keith. Thanks for tuning in, little buddy. Same volume knob for both channels. But it's not really a gain knob, just volume. I was saying, Neil, it's just like I kept seeing some of these little Tonka toy amps around. And I was like, why do you have, you know, they're great because they're affordable, but they don't have any sound. You don't see guys doing gigs with lunchbox amps, right? Lunchbox amps? Lunchbox amps. That's totally giggable. If you live in New York, boom, carry it with you. Also fit in the airplane. You can take it on the airplane with you. You can take it in a taxi cab. You can take it on the bus, you know. This thing's so small you can put it in a backpack. But it's a real amp, you know. 20 watts is great. E string's not holding. What is the weight? Oh, it's nothing. I mean, it's featherweight. It's so little. It's aluminum chassis, you know. I can have it weighed here shortly. I got about time to quit anyway, but yeah, it's roughly the same volume as a Tupelo, Neil. That's right. The circuit's really different than a Tupelo, but transformers are different, the whole thing. But that's a really nice American rhythm sound, I think. Very touch responsive. I'm just barely hitting it. And then go over to Does that sound like a lunchbox amp to you? It doesn't to me. Every lunchbox amp I've heard sounds pretty neutered. You put a little compression on that, I can fatten it up some more. Compression really rounds it out, doesn't it? My hands aren't working very well today. Neil says, I have a customer here watching. He wants to know if it's Class A. It's cathode biased. So it's close to Class A as you're going to get. It's sort of a myth. A push-pull amp cannot run in Class A because it would be single-ended if it did that. Like a dual single-ended amp runs Class A. It's Class AB1, but it's cathode biased. A lot of people mix that up. Like, oh, it's cathode biased, so it must be Class A. A push-pull amp can't run in Class A. But there's lots of very respected amp guys who have been mistakenly throwing those terms around. You know, but it's as close to Class A as you're going to get. It's cathode biased, which I like the sound of a cathode bias. Way better. Way better than grid bias on lower powered amps. Sounds good on high powered amps, but cathode bias is more revealing. It has more detail. It has more harmonic content. But if your circuit isn't very good, it'll sound worse. The whole Class A thing, is it real or a myth? No, it's just a misunderstanding. Justin's an amp guy here. He knows. Justin's a very competent amp designer who probably knows a lot more than I do. A push-pull amp can't run in Class A. It's just laws of physics. It's just a misunderstanding. There's a lot of really well-known amp guys, and I won't say names, they've learned everything from experience. They don't have any education. So they don't really understand engineering terms. They just use words because it's easier than having to explain it. So Class A is just physically impossible with a push-pull amp. But there's different levels of Class AB, and Class AB1 is what we run, but it's cathode biased. So a lot of guys will sort of generically say that's Class A. But I don't, it's not, no one's trying to deceive you. It's just a mistake. So as I like to do on many of my shows, let's tell the truth. That's going to be the name of my show now. Let's tell the truth with Dan Boul. Well, it's kind of a long explanation. It's hard to do without illustration, Martin. But, Class A is all above the line. And Class AB is above and below the line. So, for those of you that have never sat with a scope, there's lots of good explanations on the web. Just go to Wikipedia. They have a really good one. But who here minds if I cuss? I'm giving you 10 seconds to complain if you don't want me to cuss. I'll keep it clean. But we're all adults here, and I'm assuming everyone here is a man. Oh, you know what? Guitardom has his son here. Never mind. I'm not going to cuss. There's a 7-year-old boy watching. Not going to do it. So, BS can stand for many things. And since there's a 7-year-old boy watching, I'm going to call that bean sprouts instead of what we all know BS as. So there are many, many people that just throw bean sprouts at you. Keith, if you're listening, I'm doing adult talk, but I'm going to do it nicely, so you don't have to leave the room. So there's lots and lots of bean sprouts in the world. And lots of guys will tell you things because they assume you're stupid. And there's many things guys will tell you because they assume that as a customer you don't know what you're doing and you'll just believe anything because they want to sell you an amp. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt, including me. If you think I'm making grand claims, go look it up. It's fine. I welcome it. It's no problem. You guys want to spend a lot of money with me, I don't mind you having questions or skepticism or anything like that. It's totally fine. I'm honest to a fault. And honest is not what I meant to say. I'm frank to a fault. So I'm from the middle of the country, and let's see, does that light look better like that? Oh my gosh, that's ugly, isn't it? For some reason, the white balance on my camera is freaking out. It looks like I'm in a dark room. Yeah, I'm just not trying to sell you a bill of goods. I charge money for my amps, but they're worth it. They're made right, and they're made without any intention of deceiving you as a customer. I don't want to convince you that cheap parts are okay. I don't want to convince you that cheap tubes are okay. They're not if you're a guitar player. And for God's sakes, it's your guitar. There's lots of guys in our genre who sell you cheaply made amps made out of cheap parts and just tell you, you can't tell the difference. Well, how do you know that? You've never heard it side by side. You've never put an Allen Bradley resistor next to a Chinese carbon comp. You have never done it. You're just taking their word for it. Tell me how you know that. Why would someone insult your intelligence by saying, it's fine? I'll tell you why, because they're saving money. And they're charging you a lot of money for crap. And that's how we got into this whole business. Peter and I kept buying different amps and going, holy crap, this thing's made out of junk. Oh, that's my beard. Sorry, I have an itch. So anyway, there's also a lot of guys making great gear. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're the only people doing it. There's 4 or 5 guys I can name off the top of my head who are fantastic and sell you the real goods. My favorite of the people in our group is Fred Tacone at Divided by 13. I think he makes great amps. His are blown up American amps. He builds them American style. We build British style, so we're very, very different in the way we think. But his amps are the real thing. There's a few others, but I'm not gonna sit around and talk about other people. It's inappropriate to name names on good things and bad things. So anyway. What else can I answer for you? I don't want to get off on a rant because this is a subject that's just near and dear to my heart. Are you a tube guy when it comes to home stereo as well? Yeah, my hi-fi stuff's all tube. I have it out right now because I blew a tube in it, but this is what I listen to in the shop. It's a Dynaco S270 that we've hopped up. It's got Mullard EL34s in it. It sounds good. Really good. So. Oh, I can't chew gum on this thing. 212 or 412. Oh, you asked that earlier, didn't you, Golf Guy 85? Today I'm playing a 212. But with the producer, I love the 412. It's just big, you know, if you want to carry it around. If you don't need to carry it around, that would be great. Have sitting in your house or your studio or house gig or whatever you got. No updates on the London 10th anniversary. Sorry, Tartan Special. We're kind of buried right now. I mean, the producer is just silly. We've got so many pre-orders on that thing. We are going to be building our butt off. I have so much stuff on order right now that my waiting list is getting kind of long. It kind of scares me. I need to buy a bunch of parts. Anybody want to invest in a small amp company? A couple $100,000? I'll pay you 10%. So anyway, yeah, we survived. The producer's not happy, but you got to hear the little guy. I'm not convinced that my rig sounds right. I think something's wrong with it. So we'll see. I'll listen to the recording and I'll fix it before next week. The little guy is a hit, Dan. Love it. Thank you. Well, I'm still thinking of names if anybody has any good suggestions. I think it's a fun little amp. Thank you, guys. That's very nice. The little guy, the LG. I think the guys in Korea get mad at me for that. The little guy, yeah. We've had all kinds of funny names. Right now, its nickname is Mr. Belvedere. Just as a joke. I don't know why. We already have a little Elvis. Mini-me, Mr. Belvedere. You like that? That's just a joke. We don't know what to call it, so we just gave it a name. And the guys printed out a picture of the old dude that was on that show. Let me unplug it and bring it closer. You can have a better look at it. But it's not done, so please look with a forgiving eye. You guys got lucky. I had to come up and pull a rabbit out of my hat for this show, so. But you can see how there's that. It has this vent on the back. You can see. There's just no metal on it right now. But you can see the effects loop and all that stuff. That's it. Mr. Belvedere. I don't know what we're going to call it. I doubt Belvedere will stick because I'm sure the guys over at Warner Brothers or wherever are going to have a problem with that. But it's so cute. And it doesn't weigh anything. I don't know. Just picking it up there, it might weigh 20 pounds. I don't know at the most. Gosh, not even that. 15 pounds, 12 pounds. And if you guys are listening out in the shop, can we weigh this really fast? Miles or Joe or Wayne, if you're listening. The Lewinsky. Ooh! But you're going to make a little... Yeah, we're going to start taking orders on this. As soon as I get the final version of it, I'll start taking pre-orders on it. Thank you, Martin. Nice to see you from Norway. Hope you guys are doing great over there. Once we get the pricing finalized, and I'm going to make a little matching cabinet for it if you want a head and cab, and we're going to do combos. So, call it the Butler. Oh, that's not a bad idea, actually. We were thinking about calling it the 6.5 because it's a little 65. The Associate, I like that. That's good. It's kind of a long name to stick on the faceplate. So is Mr. Belvedere, but the ass, the mistress, the girl next door. Yeah, that's cool. Tiny Terror. No, there's nothing terror about this. This is Tiny Happy. That's what we'll call it. Tiny Joy. The geisha. Yeah, that's good too. How about Tiny Joy instead of... Why would you want an amp? Anyway, I can't talk about this stuff live. I like the names of our amps to be positive, not negative. Like, they'll never be called bad or terrors, fear, death. Mr. Big. Yeah. Who's the guy on Popeye that's so huge? What's his name? Who is Olive Oil's other man? Bluto. That's perfect. Bluto. We'll call it Bluto. Brutus. Yeah, something that doesn't make sense. Bluto. I like it. Bluto. Yeah, nothing literal, like little amp. The hot box. That's good. Yeah, I like it too. Bluto. Oh, Bluto. My suggestion, Flame Kill Amp. No good. No, I'm sorry. The Toaster. Yeah, that's funny. No, I don't like negative names. I don't want my amps to be scary. No one's scared of an amp. Here's the Death Monster 2000. You know. It should be positive and endearing, I think. Not scary. Here's the flu virus. The panty dropper. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't think I could do that realistically, but yeah, the vibrator. But I like it. 100-watt amp can scare me. Yeah, but you don't want it written on the faceplates, do you? Like, boo. That's what we'll call it. Boo. Boo. I'm an amplifier. Oh. The panty dropper. That's pretty funny. Not realistic, of course, but I like your spirit, Josh. The Little Joy. Yeah, this is good. Keep them coming, guys. Give me some more names. I like this. Something will hit, and we'll all go, ah, that's it. That's how we named my first daughter. We sat around with a name book with some friends, and we just went through every name in the book and combined it, and it was good. The Jackhammer. Yeah, the Dremel. Even that's not a pleasant thought. A jackhammer is an ugly sound. There's nothing scary about an amp. It's already manly enough. You play guitar through it. It's manly enough. I don't need a name that makes me feel more manly. We'll call it the Hummer. The Corvette. That'll work, won't it? The Porsche 911. Yeah, these are good, though. Bluto, though. I like it. That's a good shop nickname. Stang. Now Ford will come after me for that. It's like some other famous boutique amp makers had to change the name of his amps because he named them after General Motors cars. Moog. Yeah, I'll call it the Microsoft Macintosh and see what happens. The Microsoft Macintosh Coca-Cola. The Tom Thumb. Yeah, it's not bad. See how many lawyers I can get to call me at once. The Microsoft Macintosh. I like that. The Windows 95 Macintosh by Coca-Cola. Sponsored by Ford and AT&T. Yeah. We'll get some calls then. The dongle. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about... These are good, though. These are good names. I like it. Well, I'm recording this, so this is kind of dangerous. I'm dongling right now. Well, thank you, Neil. That's very it's very generous of you. I appreciate it. Let me take my headphones off. I don't need them anymore. I'm not playing. That's very funny. You guys are good. I like it. Ugh. Headphones. I have cauliflower ear. Yeah, that's funny. Well, yeah, we plan on selling the daylights out of it. I've shared it with some of our dealers, and they've all committed to big numbers. I just want to, the midget. Yeah, that's politically incorrect now. The little person. Call it the Billy Barty. I like that. Yeah, Billy Barty works. For those of you who are watching the recording, I'm actually reading here on the screen. That's why I'm not really looking into the camera. And when I'm playing and I look like I'm zoning out, it's because I'm reading the Tonto. Oh, that's a good one. See, Josh? These keep coming. Let's keep brainstorming. You guys are, this is good. I like it. The little amp. Now, a little too literal, I think. Pardon the alliteration of literal. The Joe Pesci. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. A sidekick. Little cute. It's a good idea, though. The Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci lives over here in Toluca Lake right by me, too. I think he might get angry at that. Moke. I don't know what moke is. Mokey. That's good. The mule. I like that. Of course, then people are going to say, oh, drug mule. Yeah, Fender as a sidekick. That wouldn't work. I don't want to get sideways with the Fender boys at all. Who is Fender? They're a company that was big a long time ago. Oh, Mini Cooper has a model called the Mokey or the Moke. Well, I didn't know that. Very interesting. Let's see how... Well, we're getting there. This is good. All right, guys. Well, it's 1:30. The stepbrother. Yeah. The brass pole. Have you ever dealt with the Allman Brothers? I've dealt with Warren. And I've met, what's his name? Derek Trucks. But no, they play old amps. That's all they're ever going to play. That's their thing, you know. They're not going for any new sounds with the Allman Brothers. I'd sure be honored to work with the Allman Brothers, but that's not really, it's not really my thing. Those guys have a vintage sound, and that's it. You know, that's all they're going to do. Well, anyway, guys. Hot mic. I think I'm going to go get some lunch because I am starve-a-reno. And I have to drive down to Santa Monica shortly. The little bundle. Oh, something the stork brought. That's good. I like that. The little bundle. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Yeah, it was a sneak peek by accident, so we got lucky. I'll put it up on Facebook here shortly. Hopefully it sounds okay, because I don't think my rig was sounding right. But you get the idea, and it's a prototype, so it'll be polished. I'll have it polished in a couple weeks, and I'll come play it for real here. Anyway, you guys are great. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming every week. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Next week. We'll get this all sorted out by next week, and we'll talk really soon. All right, guys? Take care. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And thank you so much for coming. You guys are very welcome. I appreciate all the thanks. Yeah, no worries. I'll be fine. It's just stressful when you're trying to get on, and it drives you crazy. All right, fellas. Love you all. We'll talk soon. Ah! Okay. Bye-bye.